Good afternoon, YouTubers. New day. As you saw, I got the hole flipped over. It's dry now, so now I can get the sandpaper out, or the machine, and sand down and rough up and fix any of the little edges I got and fair out any of the chips part here and fix up anything else. Got my sail. I'll just take out a little bit of it here. But you can see the $10 color. Shop's too dirty to unfold it all the way, but it looks great. You know, the stitching is immaculate. I mean, the fit and finish of this thing is great. Perfect. And so I'm going to two battens, and I just sent in Chuck a letter to Duckworks. Probably in this next letters, look for that at Duckworks magazine. Section, a little, you know, hey, heads up kind of letter with a PDF file you can download that'll have all the specs. It'll have a little drawing of this sail showing, you know, the sail, and then it'll have a little spec sheet showing the, you know, all the edges and the links and all that kind of stuff. So look for that. And I got something else I wanted to recommend because I've been enjoying just the hell out of it. I don't know how many of you are readers, or how many of you I bring Dean Koontz's book. Well, this is the last of the Odd Thomas books. I've read them all. Luckily, he went up with a bang. Oh well. But the book I wanted to really recommend was the Remaining series by pardon me, Peanut, by D.J. Moles, M-O-L-L-E-S. Excellent. It's not necessarily a zombie movie, but it's an infection movie. It makes people crazy, and just been a thrilling. There's like 6 books, I believe, and I'm on the 4th book now. But yeah, it's in audio form too. I got my librarian to, because she just likes to listen to books, because all she has time. She's the children's librarian, so all she reads is children's books. She doesn't have time for pleasure reading because she has to keep up on that. But excellent series. I can't make, you know, praises enough for that. The Remaining by D.J. Moyles. And another one, I can't remember what her name is, but she wrote, it was called the Station 11 was the name of it. It sounds kind of like outer spacey, but it's not. It's set in the U.S., but it's a cool book from start to finish, and it has an interesting finish to it. But yeah, it's kind of the same premise. More so, The Remaining and Station 11 are more like 28 Days After than any kind of zombie book, and that's probably what's going to happen. You know, we already got the Zeta fighters coming on gangbusters now, so something's going to take us off. I mean, Malthus predicted that. So let me get on with sanding this down. We'll come back later after I've, you know, instead of watching me stand around and talk. So this series has been kind of boring, but I had some more ideas this morning on making the mast, and I think on the all my ruminations I had on the gooseneck I think I'm going to go back to the one that has a little bit of sail track on it, mainly because it's so much easier to mount the mast, get it up, and then attach the boom to that sliding track, as opposed to having I know if the boom is going to be able to be fitted into the pin on the end, it's going to slide out at a most unopportune time. So I'm going to go back with the track. So we'll come back when I'm doing something interesting. I have this half sanded, and I think you can tell the difference between the gloss on one side and the flat on the other. So I'm using 60 grit because it's taken some pretty good grit number to get this thing down, and I'm finding little soft spots here and there. And well, it's a new day, and I'm going to finish up with the sanding today. I got probably 2/3 of it sanded, and I got the transom too. Let me tip down and show you that. You can see where I got down in here and got some of the rough spots out, and there was a couple little things in here with some fairing I did. I don't know if I'll touch it up or not. You know, I mean, boats get dinged and banged around. I mean, how much can you use? It's not furniture. I keep telling myself it's not furniture. Go out and have fun with it. Don't worry if it gets banged around a bit, because that's what you're wanting. You want to enjoy the dang thing. You don't want to protect it. I've told the story before when I helped out at a kayak and canoe shop, the old Pacific Water Sports up on the Pacific Highway by the SeaTac Airport. The sales manager, Tim Davis, was helping a customer take his brand new canoe. I think it was a river canoe, Mad River, probably, a whitewater canoe. And he was going to get some stuff to go help him take it out. And he comes back out the store, to help him, and he hears this, and the guy was dragging across the brand new canoe across the asphalt parking lot. He says, "Well, here, let me give you a hand." He says, "No, I got to teach it." He said, "I got to teach the canoe who's the boss." So, when you realize those kinds of things, then you can go out and enjoy it. Because what's it take? A couple hours sanding and maybe a couple hours painting the bottom of a hull every so often to keep it in shape. But that aside, this is the book, The Remaining, by D.J. Moyles. I think I'm pronouncing his right, Moyles or Moyles. This has been one fascinating series. This is the book 4. I'm almost down to the end of it, but I've got book 5 on order through the library. But this has been such an excellent read. I'm afraid to read more than maybe 1 or 2 chapters a night, that I'll burn through the series, and then I'll have to go look for something else to read. But this has been so good. But that aside, let me go sand, and we'll come back, get my mask on. I forgot the other day to turn my Jet 1000B on to pull out some of the microparticles, and not touch the camera when I got my hands covered with paint dust. So we'll be back later when I start to finish up. Yeah, probably do that. Maybe some taping around the edges, some cleanup before paint prep. So until then, we'll see you again. Well, I just finished sanding it. Get that light out of the way. And I'm happy. I mean, like we said, it's a boat, not furniture. I went along, I took a cabinet scraper down along the edge where it meets the rails, and I hand sanded down along the edge too with a block and a little bit of the excess, that folds over on those quarter sheet sanding machines. So there's still some brand new sandpaper on it. So I went around and did the edge the upper edge between it and the rail. And I was debating whether or not I'm going to do anything with the bottom side of the rail, but it still looks in pretty good shape, and nobody's going to be looking up underneath of it anyway when it's in the water. And no, I don't think I will. But now I'm going to wipe it down a couple times with a damp cloth and let it set, and let any of the dust settle. You can hear my jet air cleaner running in the background, so I'll let it pull any of the little particles out of the air, and then I'll come back on the next day or next 2 days and probably wipe it down each day to get ready to put on the coat of mystery paint. So we'll come back when that's ready to do it. Let me go ahead and wipe it down a couple times with a damp cloth. Well, it's another new day. I started off with well again. Everybody does it, and we watch YouTube and they say, well, now we're going to do this. I've already wiped down the hull once, sprayed it with my bottle of spray water here, and wiped it down once, and you can see, I don't know if you can or not, the first coating of dust I got off of it. And I got another fresh coat, or another fresh cloth here. And I'm going to give it another good wipe down. Feels a little fuzzy. Feels like some oxidation on my hands. And we got some tape to tape the rails. Of course, we're going to get ready to do our 2-part mystery paint. part A and part B. And, test this out and see how it works. And I don't know, I'm not going to use any primer. I was thinking about maybe some spots I might just for S&Gs take a couple spots and do some light brush work on some primer. On the wood, I've been told that this new stuff shouldn't have a problem on epoxy glass. And it's just a few spots anyway, but I'll come to that when we cross that bridge. Let me go ahead and tape off the edges here and any of the other little fittings that I've got and give this a wipe down, and then we'll come. Well, I have the hull taped off and I've wiped it down again, and I added some of that old phone book you get in the mail, that useless little thing that they send out to you, but it never contains any information that you want. It's only the people that are, I guess, desperate for advertising. That's neither here nor there. I'm going to debate some more whether or not to prime some of these spots along the hull, as to whether or not that will create more of a problem for the mystery paint or not. I got a lot of it, and there's probably more than enough coats in that quart. Well, actually it's a quart and that little probably half pint of hardener. So I'll have a lot of coats. I just don't want to add a whole lot of extra weight to this thing. So I don't think I've added too much weight. When I think of the interior that I've changed, there was already a bulkhead forward of the daggerboard trunk that's still there. The stern seat is about 1/3 of the size that it had been, and but I did add the widening part on the seat top and then the 2 seat back faces. So I maybe added an extra 2 square feet of plywood to the whole. The bow seat is the same pieces. I just removed the screws and glassed or faired them in and glassed them in. So that was about the only change to that. And then I made an order yesterday with Chuck down at Duckworks for all the mast hardware for rigging that new sail. And let's see what else. Oh, I got the 5th book of the remaining. I finished the 4th last night. It's such a great series of books. And if you're into anime like I am, I've been watching a new one on kissanime.com. It's Erased. I don't know what the Japanese, I can't pronounce the Japanese name, but the English version is Erased, and fantastic. And then I found another one called Bunny Drop, which is really fun too. So enough of that. We'll come back and start painting on next. So this will be the end of this one, and then we'll get the painting and we'll get this thing out of here so that I can start working on the mast. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to make a fiberglass boom. So we'll see. I've got some ideas on that. So till later.